Hello everyone, this is Kilabash. Today we are going to take a look at the brand new trail system in Photon2. This system is inspired by AeroTrails, but in Photon2 it has been extended and improved. Compared to the original trail feature, the new system is much more powerful and at the same time easier to use. In this video, I will guide you through the changes, and then we will create a simple sword/slash effect based on the new trail system. As you can see in the video, we try to attach it to Epic Fight's sword, which is pretty cool. First, let's compare the differences between the old trail system and the new one. The first thing to pay attention to is how they handle mesh smoothing. Let's start by using the old trail. In the new version, there is also a wireframe mode. By switching to this mode, you can see the mesh of all the effects, which makes it much easier to understand how the rendering works. You can see that a trail generates a mesh that always faces the camera. Specifically, when you enable the smooth option, a large number of interpolated segments are added, making the trail look smoother. When smooth is disabled, fewer mesh segments are generated, resulting in better performance. Next, let's right-click and create a new era trail. It works in a similar way to the original trail, but it also provides a smoothness option with better performance, and you can adjust the level of smoothness. In addition, it supports high-quality corner rendering, which helps to create much smoother curves at the corners. In terms of performance, you can think of it like this: non-smooth original trail, better than non-smooth era trail, better than smooth era trail, better than smooth original trail. When creating effects, you can choose the one that best fits your balance between visual quality and performance. Here, let's pause the timeline and compare the two trails. In the view, the one on the inside is the old trail, while the one on the outside is the new trail. You can clearly see that the new trail looks smoother and more natural. It handles corners much better, and at the same time, it offers a good balance between visual quality and performance. In addition, the era trail allows you to specify the simulation space. This is especially useful when creating effects that should only move in local space, for example, when enabling trails inside a particle system. The original trails always update in world space, which means that even if the particle emitter is set to local space, its motion is still calculated relative to the world coordinates. To demonstrate this, let's create a new particle system and enable the new trail. In the trail's settings, set the space to local. Now when we move the root node again, you can clearly see the difference. The path of the new trail follows the local transform. This gives VFX creators much more flexibility and creative control. More than simulation space, next, let's take a look at other features that are exclusive to the new trail system. First, the ARA trail allows you to animate both color and thickness over time using gradients and curves. This makes the visuals much more dynamic and expressive. In addition, a brand new physics module has been introduced, which comes with many interesting functions. For example, inertia adds an offset to the trail based on the direction of movement, which is pretty interesting. You can also apply gravity to the trail, allowing it to generate a continuously extending path even when the object itself is not moving. In addition, AeroTrails offers 3 different texture modes, along with a variety of UV stretching parameters. By combining these settings, you can easily create many unique and interesting trail effects. AeroTrails also provides a custom section feature, which allows you to define the emission shape of your trail. This can be used to create 3D structures or curved surfaces. In this example, let's make a trail with a star-shaped section. By default, the alignment is set to view mode, which makes the mesh always face the camera. If we change it to local mode, we can start building a true three-dimensional trail. At first, it may still look flat because the forward direction of the FX object is along the negative z-axis. After making a small rotation adjustment, you'll see a fully formed star-shaped 3D trail. Looks pretty cool, right? In addition, to make it easier to debug how your trail behaves during movement, we provide a built-in animation tool. This tool works by modifying the root transform to play predefined animations. You can configure the animation's path shape, size, movement speed, and even whether it includes self-rotation along the movement direction. With this feature, you can clearly see how the trail reacts under different motion scenarios. Finally, let's create the slash effect you saw at the beginning of the video. The basic idea is very straightforward. Create a new aura trail, set its alignment to local, then adjust the width and gradient as needed. Since the steps are quite simple, I won't go into full detail here. You can follow along with the demonstration in the video. Next, we have a simple material prepared. To add a spatial distortion effect to the slash, we wrote a shader that uses a noise texture to apply UV offsets and sample from the background color. In addition, we added some side effects to the slash to make it look more dynamic and polished. That wraps up today's video. We explored the new trail system in Photon2 and saw how it can be used to create effects like weapon slashes. If you enjoyed this tutorial, subscribe to my channel. I'll be sharing more interesting technical content in the future.